Good morning and welcome. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Sarasota. We're happy that you've chosen to spend this time with us this morning. And whether you're a member, a regular attendee, or you've just found us, we want you to know that we're here to support you in finding a personal relationship with the God of your understanding and in discovering what you already know. My name is Jerry Bateman, and I greet you with Namaste. Namaste is Sanskrit, and it means the divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Let's begin as we do each week by affirming our vision and mission statements. These are foundational to who we are at CSL Sarasota. The words can be seen on your screen, and so I invite you to join me in reading them aloud. First, our vision: empowering spiritual growth as a loving, inclusive, worldwide community. And now our mission: we teach science of mind principles and other life-affirming spiritual truths. We explore, we learn, we grow, we connect, honoring all paths to God. We offer in-person and online weekly services, classes, workshops, affirmative prayer support, and other spiritual tools. We create opportunities for joyful social connection, community outreach, and service. And we celebrate the awakening of our innate spiritual magnificence. Now, as we prepare for our time of prayer and meditation, I invite you to relax, close your eyes, take a deep cleansing breath, and focus on the divine presence within, as Fawny Frost and Bob Teasdale set the tone for us so beautifully with a song entitled "God is Holding Me" by Donna Michael.
Held in love, I'm held in peace. God is holding me with every breath, with every step. God is holding me. 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 I'm held in love, I'm held in peace. God is holding me with every breath, with every step. God is holding me. 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 I'm held in love, I'm held in peace. God is holding me with every breath, with every step. God is holding me. God
I turn toward the sun of eternal life, the spiritual sun that cannot set and forever rises on the horizon of my own experience. In the light of that sun, I know my journey as one of letting go of every lost hope, fear of want, sense of lack, and every hurt. And in the wake of the release, I reawaken to my inner purpose and its outward manifestation as an expression of the divine presence. The ebb and flow of my life is one of continuing to let go and reawaken endlessly, transforming, changing, and fully actualizing as God's magnificent creation. Today, I reflect on the change that was mandated by the horrors of September 11th, 2001, as it is expressed and called forth in the words of Amanda Gorman in her poem, The Hill We Climb. We lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true, that even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we tired, we tried, that we'll forever be tied together, victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. That is the promise to Glade, the hill we climb, if only we dare. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. With gratitude, I claim my bravery to see and be the light in this never-ending shade. I claim it for all nations and all peoples, and know that through the power of spirit, which is also my power, it is so, and so it is. This morning, our founding minister and spiritual director, Reverend Karen Wolfson, will continue expanding this month's theme around change. Her message this morning is entitled The Agony and Ecstasy of Change, Part 2. But first, let's hear again from Fawny and Bob singing Never Too Late.
When you thought it was over, just when you thought you had seen it all, and the good times were all in your past, and they went flying by way too fast. Love has a way to find you, no matter how long it takes, and the road may twist and the road may bend, but it's leading you to a happy ending. It's never too late, never too late, never too late to start. Good things come to those who wait. No, it's never too late to start has a plan for each of us, a season for everything, and a time has come for us to bloom, and our winter has best thing in life are worth waiting for. Now our waiting is over and done. It's never too late, never too late, never too late to start. Good things come to those who wait. No, it's never too late to start again. It's never too late, never too late, never too late to start. Good things come to those who wait. No, it's never too late to start again.
Thank you, Fawny and Bob. Thank you. You know, it's never too late. I'd like you to keep this in mind as we explore this month's theme, change. You know, in the big cosmic perspective, change is always right on time. But in our human perspective, change can feel quite the opposite. So, the full title of this month's series is The Agony and Ecstasy of Change. Yes, that's right. The Agony and Ecstasy of Change. And as I shared last Sunday, I have a special announcement for you about an upcoming change. After many months of prayerful reflection, I have come to the realization that it's time for me to step aside and make room for new leadership of this beautiful Center for Spiritual Living Sarasota. So I will be retiring or rewiring as of October 31st. 20 years ago, in 2002, with the vision and generous support of a group of courageous individuals, I was privileged and honored to lead the founding of this center. Yes, this year is our 20th anniversary. And this year also marks my 35th anniversary as a minister, having served in 2 centers prior to the founding of CSL Sarasota. You know, as we're finally experiencing a sort of resurrection after these past years of the pandemic, it is so evident that we're poised on the threshold of countless exciting possibilities. And I know there is perfect new leadership for this community as it moves into this next phase of expression. So in preparation for this time of change, our incredibly wonderful leadership team, the Board of Trustees, and supporting spiritual practitioners has been skillfully and thoughtfully working with me for the past several months with love and wisdom guided by Spirit to create a smooth transition process. Now, they will be providing you with more information as amazing things unfold. So stay tuned for the adventure and do stay connected. Your presence not only makes all of this possible, but it's more important than ever now. So now, as we do each Sunday, let's just check in with each other, and let me remind you, I am happy knowing you are out there. It means a lot, and I always wonder, how are you doing? Know that I continue to affirm for you a year of vibrant wonder and, change, but in a good way. And to you, our team of financial contributors, you too are a wonder. You're an absolutely essential part of all that makes it possible for us to share this message, our caring and our connection. So thank you, thank you. So now, the agony and ecstasy of change. A lot of what I'm going to be sharing with you this month, as I told you last Sunday, will be familiar to you, things you've heard me say on more than one occasion. But here's the thing. Not only can I, as I and our center embark on this significant change, benefit from these reminders, maybe you can too. So, about change. It's so ironic that even though change is a natural part of life and growth, we often resist it. even though change always precedes new opportunities and experiences, more aliveness, excitement, freedom, greater confidence, and expression of all we're meant to be. We still resist it. Dr. Roger Teal, the Minister Emeritus of the Center for Spiritual Living Mile High in Denver, said this. He said, "Change is the mask that transformation wears." That's right. Change is the mask that transformation wears. And still we often resist it because often before the ecstasy comes the agony. But it isn't change that's the enemy. The enemy, or the thing we dread, actually comes from the way we think about change and the way we think about ourselves in relationship to the change and its challenges. Take these inspiring words from Eric Butterworth. "I am grateful for the challenges that lead me beyond my extremities to God's opportunities." Oh yeah. One of those extremities that happens when we're going through change is what I call the wobble. That's what it feels like, the wobble. Uncertainty that makes us doubt our own abilities, our strengths, and even the process that's going on. And it can be scary. When that happens, it can be frightening because we're so uncomfortable, or worse, with the wobbly uncertainty. And we often tell ourselves a story about what's going on. Brene Brown tells us we humans are hardwired to immediately make up a story about what's next, and often it's a scary story. You know those stories. I sure know my stories. But the wobbliness does not mean things are going sideways, or it doesn't mean that change is somehow wrong. So we need to be careful about the kind of story we're telling ourselves. Remember when you first learned to ride a two-wheel bike? You probably had a parent or a friend holding onto the bike as you pedaled and lurched along. I had my little sister doing that, and I'm not sure she still forgives me for it. But then there was that magic moment when they let go. Oh, you still lurched and wobbled along, but you were getting your balance. Your determination was not deterred by those earlier scary, wobbly attempts. And then came the day when you were riding that bike on your own without any wobbles. And even when Mom wasn't looking, taking your hands off the handlebars. Remember that? Look, Mom, no hands. It's good to think about that when you're in the wobbles of change. Keep on wobbling. And as you recall, ultimately, you will have found your balance as you move into the new phase of your life experience. There's an author, Patricia Ryan Madsen, who wrote a book. I love this book, Improv Wisdom. And the subtitle is Don't Prepare, Just Show Up. And in it, she says, embrace the wobble. Madsen writes about her experience with chronic tendinitis and the resulting physical therapy sessions she had to go through. Now picture this. She said, one of my daily exercises involves standing on one foot, balancing on a half cylinder made of styrofoam. The goal is to stand for a whole minute, balancing on one leg on the flat side of the disc, curved side down. My first attempts were a disaster. I couldn't balance for even a second without tipping. So I began doing the exercise holding onto a door frame. It was still difficult, but I could manage it. So I proudly showed the therapist my solution. And she rolled her eyes and she emphatically said, No, I don't want you to make it easier. That defeats the point of the exercise. I want you to struggle. That's how the muscles will strengthen and learn to heal. Please, stay with the wobbling. Alan Watts said, life is about balancing rather than about somehow being perfectly balanced. So, why can we do this? Why can we trust this? Well, because you and I have an innate physical and psychological tendency toward homeostasis, recalibrating to maintain alignment with our fundamental template of wholeness and balance. So when something causes us to get out of balance, our whole being instinctively and instantly gets busy working to restore that balance. Of course, there's some wobbles in between there. We also have an unshakable instinct for spiritual homeostasis. That's why I had that Vonnie and Bob do that beautiful chant, God is holding me. That is the template, the foundation for our innate balance. God is holding, our spiritual homeostasis. God is holding me. Ernest Holmes, the architect of our teaching, said this, something within me remains immovable and says, be still and know that I am God. This I am, which is God within me, is substantial, changeless, and perfect. Knowing this, I am not disturbed by the passage of time, the movement around me, nor the variations of experience through which I go. Yeah, he's saying, God is holding me. Now, in addition to embracing that wobble, here's something else that can be agonizing about change. It's all about improv. In fact, all of life is improvisation. It's not a dress rehearsal. There's no script. We're making it up as we go. But our human tendency is to want to know all the steps and the outcome. And that yearning makes the process of navigating change so painful. We're afraid of making mistakes, of getting it wrong, and yet, I love what Masden says in her book. She says, jump into the world of oops. In the world of improv, all starting points are equally valid. And you know that often the changes in our lives have come upon us without any warning, without advance notice of, okay, time to start. So we shrink back thinking we need the right and perfect starting place. But there we are, improvising. And afraid of getting it wrong, afraid of making mistakes. But as Masden says in her book, 99% of the time, a mistake is just an unanticipated outcome that gives us more information. So jump into the world of oops. You know this. It's like the navigation system of a plane. It's making mistakes. It's off course all the time. It keeps recalibrating. Off course, on course. This way, that way. The way to stay on course is a system that is constantly course correcting. Deepak Chopra said about making mistakes, if you obsess over whether you're making the right decision, you are basically assuming that the universe will reward you for one thing and punish you for another. The universe has no fixed agenda. Once you make any decision, it works around that decision. There's no right or wrong, only a series of possibilities that shift with each thought, feeling, and action you experience. I love that. Like the archer whose bow and arrow never, ever missed making a bullseye. Well, he said, I just shoot my arrow and wherever it lands, I draw a bullseye around it. No wrong move and never missing the bullseye. Making it up as you go along. What a great perspective to have when navigating the uncertainty of change. Dr. Rachel Naomi Remen, one of the best-known early pioneers of holistic and integrative medicine, tells a story about her grandmother who grew up during very, very hard times, often having very little to eat. So during those difficult times, she would stock her pantry and her icebox to the brim. So much so that if you were careless in how you opened her icebox, an egg might, to your horror, fall out and crack on the floor. But Dr. Remen recalls that her grandmother's response to these accidents was always the same. She would look at that broken egg with satisfaction and say, "Aha, Rachel, today we make sponge cake." So when going through all the ups and downs, the broken eggs of change, don't just stop at the broken eggs. Make sponge cake. What a creative way to respond to a mistake. Last week, I suggested that we substitute the word create for the word change, because that's what's really happening. creativity. Raymond Charles Barker said this. He said, conceiving new ideas and, he said, the infinite mind is forever conceiving new ideas, and the infinite law is forever producing new forms. Therefore, the situations in my world cannot restrict me for long. The instant I think a new thought, a new form begins to appear. So life is a process of change, of creativity. Surrender to it. Trust in it. Like the juggler who said, the hardest thing to learn about how to juggle is how to let the balls drop. Not hard to learn to juggle, it's just hard to learn how to let those balls drop. Ernest Holmes wrote about it so beautifully. He said, peace, poise, and power are within me, for they are the inner spirit. I am at peace within me, and all about responds to that great inner calm. God is holding me. Now I'm going to wrap up with one of my favorite stories about uncertainty and change. A pastor was invited to a prayer breakfast while visiting a group in Midwestern farm country. And he asked one of the farmers to say grace that morning. So the farmer stood up and he began, "Dear Lord, I hate buttermilk." And the pastor opened one eye and wondered to himself, where's this going? And then the farmer loudly proclaimed, "And Lord, I hate lard. And Lord, you know I don't care much for raw white flour. But Lord, when you mix them all together and bake them up, I do love fresh biscuits. So Lord, when things come up that we don't like, when life gets hard, and when we don't understand the changes we face, we just need to relax and wait till you're done mixing, and probably it will be something even better than biscuits. Amen." So here's your takeaway. No matter how it looks or feels, behind and through all your life's changes and wobbles, there is an infinite intelligence supporting the magnificent process of your creative evolving. As in the song by Janice Stanfield that you're going to hear. Every once in a while I start losing my smile and I say to myself, what's the deal? What exactly is the point getting all out of joint, not liking the way that I feel? Maybe I believe that it's all up to me at the helm of this boat all alone, till some stormy detail takes the wind from my sail to remind me what I've always known. Relax and let the river flow. Let your life teach you what you need to know. Let your life lead you where you need to go. And it will. So have a great week making it up as you go along, jumping into the world of oops and changes, and seeing how the universe, spirit in and all around you supports you so lovingly and creatively.
Every once in a while, I start losing my smile. I say to myself, what's the deal? What exactly is the point? Getting all out of joint, not liking the way that I feel. Maybe I believe that it's all up to me at the helm of this boat all alone, till some stormy detail takes the wind from my sail to remind me what I've always known. Oh, relax and let the river flow. Let your life teach you what you need to know. Let your life lead you where you need to go. Let your life teach you what you need to know. Let your life lead you where you need to go. If you're swimming chasing a dream, make sure that it comes from the heart. If you're fighting the time for glory or fame, you might be just working too hard. Are you winning the race? Are you swimming in place and still falling further behind? There's a current below that knows where to go, might carry you to peace of mind. Oh, relax and let the river flow. Let your life teach you what you need to know. Let your life lead you where you need to go. Let your life teach you what you need to know. Let your life lead you where you need to go. Relax and let the river flow. Let your life teach you what you need to know. Let your life lead you where you need to go. Let your life teach you what you need to know. Let your life lead you where you need to go.
Yes, let your life teach you what you need to know, and let your life lead you where you need to go. Thank you for that reminder, Fawny and Bob. And Reverend Karen, your wisdom and spiritual insight never disappoint. Thank you for helping us navigate the always present waters of change in our lives. Now, as we move into our time of offering, we want you to know how grateful we are for your generous financial support of this center. And that support allows us to support you in so many ways. There are 3 easy ways that you can share your offering. On your screen, you'll see our website, which is www.cslsarasota.com, where you can choose from a couple of options. You can select the donate button, which allows you to contribute via PayPal or by credit card, or you can mail a check to our address. You can also set up automatic contributions through your own online banking. So now I invite you to place your hand over your heart as you reflect on your gift, blessing it as you share. And know this with me. My gift goes forth to prosper and to heal, to bless, and to prosper. And the divine flow returns it to me, multiplied abundantly. Now please join me in our offering affirmation, which you see on your screen. I give thanks that I may share of my good, my love, and my support. Thank you so much. And if you'd like prayer support, I would like to draw your attention to, again on our screen, the green prayer request button. You can use this feature to send us your prayer request. Know that our 5 licensed spiritual practitioners, Kathleen Frankett, Ron Frost, Nicole Leeds, Sean Scanlon, and Jim Grove, are available to know and affirm spiritual truth with you and for you in whatever challenge you might be experiencing. They're also available for 1-hour spiritual coaching sessions by appointment. For more information, check our website under the staff link at the left side of the screen and then select practitioners. Here on our website, you can also sign up to receive our weekly email newsletter. We also invite you to check out our Facebook page for posts about upcoming events. I have one announcement for you this morning. Our Spiritual Living Circle meets via Zoom every Wednesday evening for 1 hour from 7 to 8 p.m. to discuss an article from the current month's Science of Mind magazine. And this week, we'll be discussing the article entitled, Making It Work, How to Clock In with Spirit. I can personally attest that this is a wonderful opportunity for spiritual development and thoughtful conversation with other like-minded individuals. If you'd like to participate, please email Jim at the address shown on your screen, and he'll send you the Zoom link, article, and discussion guide. So now, as we conclude the sacred time together, let us move forward into the week ahead. I invite you to listen or join in singing our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Thank you for being with us, and have a great week, everyone.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God our Creator. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my soul.